officer. How's the investigation going?
We're Linny and Lynette's attorneys.
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned.
Yes.
Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Well, I always stir up trouble in every nation I go, so might as well do it again here.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see.
Oh?
The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal.
Yep.
Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
Wasn't the girl supposed to be in there?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
No, he wasn't.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, we just met him, but...
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
But that's not always true. People can also be the most reliable evidence.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good.
I know.
Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
You can use the case record to confirm your current evidence and clue collection, situation, and sort cases. What? You can check as yet undiscovered evidence, clues in the case record, and investigate the corresponding area to locate them. This is amazing! I can't believe we're investigating a fucking murder. The rope.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
So either Linny didn't realize this was a safety concern, or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler?
someone already burned the rope beforehand, or damaged it. I'm just looking at where the rope snapped.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material!
What?
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems to be flammable, like a type of flash cotton.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait! Paimon should write all this down! Let's take notes!
This is where the magic box was struck. If Cowell weren't inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank.
Hello there! What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the magic troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Could you tell us who she is?
Sure. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. She wasn't related to the magic troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know all this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us.
Of course.
It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
I figured.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and situation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lenny used the machine to
Well,
pick a
they're my
random member
friends.
of the audience.
The machine picks that same number every time.
But who said it that way?
I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat,
Yeah.
regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
Even though it's bad for Lenny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
It looks like an ordinary box, but Lenny somehow moved instantly from the stage of being inside of it. How did he do it?
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too.
Why?
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first?
I like this guy's
The
voice.
way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
That was suspicious.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it.
Oh wait, that's Lenny and Lynette.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Hello, Taylor Swift.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Who are you? Taylor Swift. Clearly.
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
No, I'm not from here.
mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums. You name it. Spina di Rosula does it.
Spina di Rosula?
And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
What's up, boss, bitch?
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
Hi, Silver.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Back to the situation at hand.
So, you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay. She's like Hazo.
Farina sure
We
was
should give
quick to
Hazel
point
a
the
call
finger
about
at
this,
Linny
actually.
without any. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well,
Not always.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside.
See, Silver and Melus? I told you they'd be different.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
you have a point. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes! After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time, I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave.
So is there another exit?
You've arrived. Who's this?
My new friend, Taylor Swift.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Silver, Melus.
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's
What if
just
she's
say
the
we're
murderer?
tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
I thought so. There's probably like some...
Below stage?
Yes,
Of
a
course.
world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Weren't there balloons and other decorations here?
Yep, I noticed that.
Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Me neither.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one?
Exactly. Alright, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley?
Yep.
The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
But then the person inside of the box would definitely notice that they're moving, right?
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Yeah.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Phonograph?
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
Ah.
And that's my favorite part of this
I wonder
trick.
if you go back
Only
and look at
Lynette
his
and I
eyes,
can
if you
perform
see the
it.
difference. Because are their eyes different? I think they are.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
I can tell that there is a lot of thought put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending.
That means Linny... Wait, that means Linny almost died.
And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
Their eyes are different. Okay, I want to go back now and see if that, like, if their eyes are different in the cutscene.
To think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene
Surely.
of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Okay. A string?
Huh.
Or
What's
a
this?
grappling hook?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Linny didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
This is broken. That's suspicious.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Thank you, Melis.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for her trick.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Unlikely.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
These are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
Did she change outfit and then got out that way? Through the main door?
Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Linny didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Where did you get the other glasses from? What is happening?
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
I think she disappeared herself. Somehow. For some reason. But why would multiple women just be disappearing by themselves on their own account? All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Exactly, there's costumes. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. There's something here. This is a way to escape.
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit
Among
through
Us.
here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Probably.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
Which brings me to my conclusion, which is the lady left on her own for some reason.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that got through the magic boxes, and Linny and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
I mean, you could force
Seems we're
someone with
just
a
about
knife.
done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
This is suspicious.
Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
Then, that was a wardrobe change.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
Interesting.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice.
That makes sense.
Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment.
Oh.
Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
That's cool.
Ah, yes. The guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
What? Then where do I get food?
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Not me and Paimon both being worried about food.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Well, now's not the time to be picky anyway.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here.
Yep.
Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
We're gonna do that after.
I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding, just even if there are no snacks.
Hmm? What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Do we have things to do? I guess we're eating snacks now.
You're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two.
What
then I'll
the?
get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snack soon enough.
And Paimon thought it
Macaron.
smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
Give these a try. Fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head.
True.
You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
So apart from the twins, we're left with 2 other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists. What if it was a ghost?
None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guards said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty after all.
Nice.
And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine. If you ate them, you ate them.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon?
I do believe her, actually.
You! If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal.
That's gonna be important.
I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Okay.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go.
Spina di Rosula.
I'll be back if I find anything new.
Thank you. Neither Cowl nor Halsey had a motive, but after having talked to Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low too. Then what happened? It's ghosts.
It's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
This is weird. Wait, it's in my actual inventory. I have child's vision. It appears as if child lost control of the elemental power within it before. The vision has lost its glow, now that its owner has left it behind. I don't like the fact that he left his vision behind, because with the vision, you also lose your ambition. There, read! I want to read this.
Why would it be him? How strange.
Why do I not have all the clues?
That size wouldn't have been a problem for Paimon.
True. True! Wait.
There was no third person. And Paimon didn't eat more than 3 macarons either.
Yeah, so what happened to that thing?
Paimon doesn't get this at all. You think about it for a bit, Traveler.
I think she changed outfit and left. But why? Also, I don't like that I'm missing clues in the tunnel. Can I go back there again? They cleared everything. Alright, well, time to get on trial. Sort of.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Well, don't underestimate the god of justice. Oh, we're up here.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
Well, it's a bit confusing.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I
Hello.
declare that the trial
Move
regarding
late.
the magic show incident is now in session.
Woo!
Firstly, in order for
Now
the
I'm
audience
acting
to
like-
understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no
No,
way
he's
you
not.
could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so?
Whoa, I love the blitz
And
screen.
if I may
That looks
ask,
cool.
What did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
Like a thud? Or something breaking?
No, nothing.
Are you deaf?
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Linney not have known about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh no! The
Look at
oratories!
those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the oratory stand on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen.
He looked genuinely shocked, so
allow
I
me to
genuinely
use
think
the
he didn't hear
words of
it.
the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
That's funny, but also, we're in trial. This is very serious. Stop it.
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
I don't know what that means.
The House of the Hearth?
Wait, they're Fatui? Wait!
No wonder they did something like this.
Now hold up. I forgot that the House of Hearth was the Fatui. Father! They said father and they have like a big family and shit.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I still don't want to believe that they did it though.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Well, it definitely wasn't an accident, I can tell you that much, but I still don't think that they did it. I can't believe that they're Fatui. Are
That's
you joking?
irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
You're Fatui? This is this. If I had a nickel for every time I befriended someone from the Fatui, I would have 2 nickels. But it's rare that it happens twice.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute.
I absolutely love these transitions. They really did the most.
Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Me rethinking my...
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting in Discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
No, I'm still gonna defend them.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
It's fine. Linny, it's fine.
Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
We didn't ask. Linny and Lynette are Fatui.
Order!
It's fine.
Order!
Are we friends with Child?
Linny,
He's
allow
literally
me
a
to
harbinger.
establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points.
2 points?
First, when the thud was heard in the Opera
points.
House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth.
I still don't think they did it because they still... Wait. If they're Fatui, they might have a motive. No, there's still no connection. I still don't think they did it.
Are these claims true?
Yes. There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Linny had concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. No! Plus, Chad is here in Fontaine along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. No! I think it's literally not connected. I've been a victim of such crimes before, and now... No, it's not
Please
him.
answer my question, Mr. Linny.
The game- you know why I think it's not him? Because the game is making me doubt it so hard that I don't think it's actually true. Because that's normally what the game does. The game will make it, like, seem like something's happening, and they will push you into that direction a lot, and then they'll completely go the other way and be like, nope, actually it wasn't true.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
He said he's sorry. Oh, Jesus.
I knew it!
No, they didn't do it.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
No.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. I can't fucking speak. I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Not true.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
No, that's not.
Order! Order, I say!
Thank you, Nicolette.
Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linny's defense even after knowing what you do now?
Yes.
You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
She's crazy. She's a crazy laugh. We still have to figure out where the 2 macarons went because they didn't go into Paimon's stomach.
Well, this is awkward.
Yes.
I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler.
How would she not dig that up?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Actually, it's not fine, but it's also fine.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two.
I still do.
We based our entire assumption that you weren't bad guys.
You don't know what they did when they, you know, when they're part of the Fatui. Did they murder anyone ever?
Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
Please, you better have a good explanation.
I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset.
I mean, I am friends with one of the fucking Harbingers, so...
But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
Yeah, they did help people. Remember in the beginning?
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face.
His face suddenly looks so much more cunning now that I know he's Fatui.
I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead.
That's okay, I get it.
The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
No, I still trust you.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
What do you mean, not in this case? What have you done? Maybe I should put you in jail anyway.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Now what did you do?
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while your trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies
Because
now.
there's no way you didn't hear the thud.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask.
And also, you already lied in court?
We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it.
Ah.
From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
I get it, and you went through the vents.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice.
Why did you never say this?
Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room.
You weren't.
That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Wait, so who was the voice? If they know you, it's either someone from the Fatui, but that would be weird. Like, what would they be doing there? Or it was Cowl.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates? Something with the Fatui, surely.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
I can't believe we're befriending more Fatui. Are you...
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time.
I believe it.
It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
No, I'll stay.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges because I believe that judgments will be dispensed as it should be.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
Of course.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two.
Yep.
If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjournments is almost over. Let's go back.
she gets what you mean?
Linny's statement. There you go. The voice of the Oratrice? Yup. It was the voice of the Oratrice?
Doesn't seem likely that anyone could have been there.
So it was the voice of the Oratrice.